something about Aaron Pierre and Teyana Taylor that just made me feel like I'm okay with being a live-in girlfriend. Like, I'm okay with being y'all third, like, for the rest of my life. You know, can y'all take me in? Like, please. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let Me Just Say This. My name is Naya. If you are new here, hello, welcome to the vibe, welcome to the tribe. Go ahead and subscribe because you are going to love it here. And if you have been riding with me as you should be, hey, honey bun, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great week. And if you are down and out or you're feeling bad, I am sending you all of my love. I'm giving you a hug right now, okay? If you're watching on the YouTube channel, hello, hey, hi, you look good? Me too. Let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So today's topic is inspired by one of my faves, the Teyana Taylor, honey. Honestly, if there is one celebrity besides Beyonce that I absolutely adore, it's actually Teyana Taylor. And she is just so fly. She is so fine. When I say not only will I watch, girl, I'll join, okay? No, I love me some Teyana. And she recently did an interview in which she kind of discussed her break from her ex-husband, the end of that marriage, and stepping into a new love with fine ass Mufasa, Aaron Pierre. That's Teyana's. Yeah. A new love, a new, spark and safety in which she didn't have before in her marriage. And she did this interview, and I want to share it with you guys today because it really sparked this idea in my mind. And it also sparked some controversy on the TikTok, on the socials, the girls who were very, leave that man, you don't gotta exhaust every resource. And the girls are like me who say, leave when you are ready. So with that being said, girl, let's go ahead and get into this clip of the interview and then I'll give you my thoughts.
I love until I can't love no more. And I give until I can't give no more. I don't force my way out of anything that I'm not ready to leave. I don't force my way out of anything that I'm not ready to give up on. I have to be at my wit's end. You wanna know why? It feels better. When you force yourself out of something is why you go back. Because now it's like, but what if? And maybe this could have been done differently.
Right.
Always exhaust all options. When you did all you can do, there's nothing else to say when you walk away.
Damn.
That's the powerful silence.
Yeah.
Because you walking away with your peace.
Yes.
And your freedom. When you finally get to a place where you're done, it's nothing but silence. You have nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. You did all you can do. There's nothing else to say when you walk away.
Damn.
That's the powerful silence.
Yeah.
Because you walking away with your peace.
Yes.
And your freedom.
So as you can imagine, the girls on TikTok really ate up this interview for some really good reasons and some, a little bit of commentary on how they feel like things should be done differently when it's time to leave a partner. The portion about Aaron Pierre and this new soft understanding love, if you haven't seen that part, I would suggest you go and watch the interview. I'll have it linked below. You can also see the clips on social media. But the part about her discussing her ex-husband, Iman, and how essentially, like she said in this clip, that she's gonna really ride until the wheels fall off. Because at the end of the day, when you've done all that you can leave with peace. And of course, some of the girls on TikTok didn't agree with this, and I don't blame them because the right answer is leave at the first sign that things aren't going right. Leave at the first sign of disrespect. But the reality is life doesn't work that way. The heart doesn't work that way. The mind does not work that way. And so I have always been a big supporter of leave when you are ready. Leave when you are ready. And to Teyana's point, she mentioned this in the interview as well, that, when you leave before you're ready, sometimes that is actually leaving the door open to what if, to second guessing yourself, to wondering like, damn, should I have given another shot? Should I have, took another swing of the bat? Did I say everything I needed to say? Or did I try enough? Or should I, it's giving shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's giving you can't rest well with your decision. You did not leave with peace. And I think that's the real important message here. Those what if feelings come when you leave too soon. And I'll never tell anyone to stay in a bad situation, but when you leave too soon, and when I say too soon, I don't mean like, oh, you should have tried harder. You should have gave it. No. What I mean is, are you at peace with your decision? Can you be at peace and can you sleep good at night? Yes or no? Or are you second guessing yourself? Are you questioning yourself? Is, you know, if you got an opportunity to go back, are you going to go? Are you going to backslide? Are you going to relapse? Yes or no, girl? And I can understand Teyana in a very personal way when it comes to this because I am the same way. Not only are we Sag sisters, but I think she said this in an interview, that she's a giver. She's a lover, and she's gonna love and try her damnedest into the very end. And I am the same way. I am the same way, so much so that it had been at my detriment, so much so that, and not even just in relationships with like romantic relationships, but also relationships that are platonic and familial. I I'll give. I will give and give and give and give and give and try and try and try and try until I can finally be like, okay, I've exhausted everything. I've done all that I could. I've done all that I could. It's time to go. And I will say too that the more you grow, the more you evolve, the more you know yourself, the timeline shifts. And I really, really want to drive home this time thing because the girls on TikTok that were responding to this were saying essentially, I'd never stick around when someone isn't making me happy and I'll leave right away. Or, I'm not the type of person that'll put up with that type of stuff. Or if I'm not happy, I'm going to go. I'm not going to exhaust myself. I'm not going to give X, Y, and Z. I think it's easy to say what you won't do when you haven't been in that situation. That's number one. Because not only is this a romantic partner of hers, this is also the father of her children. This is also her husband. The logistics of leaving a marriage or relationship in which you have so much tied and intertwined together is not as simple as, oh, I'm going to just leave. You know what I'm saying? Let alone when you add in love, when you add in wanting this to work because you are supposed to be my person. And when you also add in the type of person who is a giver, who is a lover, who's prone to giving it their all the way to the very end, it's not easy. And so I think some of the girls were just like, you don't have to do this. And I understand where they're coming from. I understand the motivation to other women and telling women, no, you do not have to go so hard to keep that relationship. You do not need to exhaust every avenue to keep the relationship going. You can leave early. You can leave at the first sign of disrespect. You can leave once you see it's not going the way you need it to go. And that is 1000% right. But if you stay, I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. If you stay, I don't want you to beat up on yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you stay because you're not ready to leave, or because you feel like you can give more, then give more. Stay until you're ready to go. And I'll never tell anybody to ever stay in a toxic situation, a harmful situation. But we've seen it time and time again with our friends, with our family, our homegirls. We all have that homegirl who we know, everybody know she needs to leave that man, but she's not going to leave him because she is not ready. It doesn't matter what he does to her. She is not ready. And you have to let her get ready on her own. Nobody can get ready for her. Nobody can want change or want better for her. She has to want it for herself. And so if she's staying because she knows for a fact, Jack, that if she leaves, she just going right back, then it is what it is. And that's okay. I think that's okay. I think Teyana's point and her perspective shows a lot of self-awareness. It takes a high level of self-awareness and emotional intelligence to know that you are not ready to leave somebody, even when you know that you should. You may know, like, this relationship isn't serving me, but I'm not ready to go. So I'm just going to try to stick it out for a little bit longer. This relationship isn't serving me, but I still have love to give, and I'm not going to force myself out of this situation. So I'm just going to have to stick it out until I'm ready to go. It takes a very high level of self-awareness to know that that is the type of situation that you're in, and that is the type of person that you are. And I am that type of person. You really have to know yourself so well when it comes to love and relationships so that you know how to navigate. I know for a fact, I am a lover. When it comes to relationships, I'm a lover. I am a giver. I am that girl who is riding till the wheels fall off. I'm the girl who's going to give as much as I can. I'm the girl that if I really love you, I'm going to love you until I can't love you no more. I'm going to give as much as I can, as much as I can to make this work. Because I know this about myself, I know that I have to be a lot more choosy about who I give my love to. I know I have to be a lot more selective about my partners because it's so easy when you're a giver, when you're a lover, to give that to a person who does not know what to do with it, to give that to a person who inherently you will end up fighting a fight for. Um, and they're not in the battle with you. You're on your own. And I've learned, because I'm that type of person, and if you are that type of person, hopefully you've learned this too, or maybe this will resonate with you, that when you're a lover and you're a giver and you go hard in your relationships, you have to be pickier with your partners. You can't just give your love to just any old body. And with that, though, you have to know when to leave. One of the greatest things that you can learn in relationships and dating is when to leave, when to stop giving, when to stop loving, when to step away. That is one of the best things that you can learn for yourself. And again, I don't fault the girls who stay in relationships that don't serve them because they're not ready to go. Because they ain't ready. It is what it is. But once they're ready, it's ready. The thing is, when you're dealing with somebody who loves hard, they'll love you hard until they don't have nothing else to give. But once it's up, baby, it's stuck. Once they've ran out of love for you, they have ran out of love for you, okay? And there's no going back. They're leaving with peace. They're leaving in a very calm manner. It's not fiery. It's not feisty. It's not chaotic. It's okay. Actually, I realize I've given all that I got. I tried my best. I gave it my best swing of the bat, but I'm ready to go now. Farewell. God bless you. Take care. You know? And I love that. I love that for the girls. The question being posed to us in the situation is, when is it really the right time to leave somebody? Like, when is it truly the right time to walk away? And my answer to this is that there isn't a right time to leave someone. There's just a you time to leave someone. It's on your timing. It's when you are ready. And for some people, that may be a short amount of time. For other people, it takes years to leave. It takes years to leave someone that they love, that they see potential with, or maybe they're even in a toxic situation and codependent on. It takes people longer than others. The more that you grow and learn yourself, the shorter the time frame will be. And one thing I can say, if you are a Sag, you can relate to this, girl. We love deep and we love hard. We love hard. We value deep interpersonal relationships. Superficial connections, it is very easy for a Sagittarius to get over a superficial relationship or connection. We move on very quickly. But once we're in it, like if we're in deep love and deep connection with somebody, we're in it. We are in it and we're really riding until the wheels fall off. Like we're in it very deep. Like you can call me if you want to hide that body. You know what I'm saying? Like we're very loyal down to the bone, almost to a detriment sometimes. And the other thing is, some of us are really natural nurturers. Some of us are really natural fixers. So when we enter into relationships with someone who needs fixing or needs nurturing, we will exhaust every option until we know we can't do anything else, until we've really given it our all. And not everybody needs to be nurtured and not everybody needs to be fixed. But when you are this type of person, can't help doing it. And when you're a natural nurturer, when you're a natural fixer, sometimes subconsciously you seek out people that need fixing. Sometimes you seek out people that need nurturing. And these are the type of people that you can't nurture, that you can't fix. Sometimes you can, but a lot of the times, these are people that you know you will be in a constant habitual cycle of trying to fix them, of trying to nurture them, trying to give them something because that's just what you seek to do. So you're seeking out broken people because you want to be the person to fix them. Girl, that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother episode. I'm going to tell you right now, ain't your job. Not your damn job. This really takes me back to my first love, the man I was with for 4 years. And I knew that there was nothing he could give me. I knew that He was a broken man. I knew that inherently I was settling for him, but because I loved him, I felt like, okay, I'm just going to give him my all. I'm just going to love him as much as I can because I can't leave right now. Because this is it for me. This is what I want. This is who I want. And so I was absolutely willing to go the distance. Oh my gosh, I was willing to go the distance. So much so that it hurt so bad when that wasn't reciprocated. Like when I found out the shit that I found out, it was just like, damn, do you not know what I was giving for you, what I was willing to give for you, what I was willing to do for you? Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie, there have been situations in my life with men in which, I stayed because I wasn't ready to go. But there have been a lot more situations in which I left because I wanted to beat him to the punch. Sometimes when you are dealing with a person and you have abandonment issues or you have whatever you have, it doesn't matter how much of a lover you are, you may leave someone just to beat them to the punch. And that doesn't even mean that you won't go back. You'll probably still go back. You'll probably still go back and then try to leave again. And that was the cycle I was in. I've been in cycles with men where, I left him alone and went back and left him alone and went back and left him alone and went back. And I'm not talking about that man I kept blocking for fun. I'm talking about a man that I actually liked, that I actually wanted. And that's because I was leaving out of logic, but my heart wasn't ready to go. Sometimes logic in your mind will tell you, oh, you need to leave that person. But if your heart doesn't tell you, oh, you need to leave that person, you are very likely to go back. And you are very likely to end up in a toxic cycle of leaving and going back and leaving and going back, especially if you're dealing with somebody who has the same tendencies as you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, up for y'all. Y'all will be in an endless cycle until you or that other person decides, okay, yeah, I'm actually done here. This isn't happening anymore. If I could go back and tell myself anything, I would tell myself to leave at the first sign of disrespect or the first sign that things aren't going the way they should be early. Try to leave early, but if you are in it, leave when you're ready. Don't do that back and forth shit. Just leave when you're ready. If you know you are not ready to leave that man, okay, take your L in private, babe. Stop running to social media. Stop running to your friends and family. Stop leaving and going back and leaving and going back. Go cry in the shower. Go cry in private. And then go lay up with that man you know you're not finna leave. Because you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. And I'll never tell a woman to stay in a toxic, unhealthy situation. But if that man is going upside your head and you know damn well you're just going to go back, then, hey, go back in private while he's knocking your head between the washer and the dryer. Absurd. But you're not ready yet. There has to be a mental shift. There has to be a mental shift. And I really love it for the girls when they wake up one day and they're just like, yeah, actually, I think I'm done with this. It's like you have an epiphany. It's like, oh, actually, I can see clearly now. Yeah, actually, I think I'm done with this nigga. Actually, I'm done with this situation. It's not serving me, and I'm about to leave with peace. You know, when a woman stops crying, when she stops yelling, you know what I'm saying? That's when you should worry, because she's really done with your ass. Oh, it's up and it's stuck. Yeah, she's leaving with peace of mind. She's leaving with clarity, okay? There's nothing else to be said. There's nothing else to be done. I can walk away. And I ain't got to worry about regretting anything because I did all I could do. And if you are a lover and you're the type of girl that's going to exhaust herself and you just know that about yourself, do what you have to do. But in the process of this, understand that you can't do this again. You have to learn from this situation so you don't put yourself in another situation in which you are giving more than the other person is giving to you and you are exhausting yourself for love. If you end up in a cycle all the time with men in which you're exhausting yourself with love, you are choosing it. You are choosing it. You have to learn from these things so that you can end up with a love that is peaceful, that is calm, that doesn't require you to have to give all of your love into the very last drop only to realize that it meant nothing. The goal is not to leave a relationship that made you exhaust every option just to get into another relationship that's gonna make you exhaust every option. The goal is to leave that relationship, heal yourself, Love yourself more and grow, become more self-aware so that the next love that you come across is a love that is calm, that is soft, that is pure, that doesn't require you to give into the very last drop. That is the goal. You can't repeat the cycle. Do not repeat the cycle. I think finding a love that is pure, that is soft, that is true, after dealing with so much toxicity, after dealing with someone who could not give you what you needed, who couldn't love the way that you loved, it is so, oh my gosh, it's so refreshing. It's so wonderful. It is so wonderful. I pray that a love that is soft finds my girls, not a love that is strenuous, not a love that requires you to really give your very, very last drop of energy. No, I pray that you find a love that rejuvenates you. I pray that you find a love that gives you energy, that pours into you so much so that the well of love that you have to give is infinite. And you got to worry about, damn, I'm gonna end up giving my very last drop of love to this person. All for it to not work out. Like, no, no, no. You're in love with somebody that doesn't require that. They're not gonna drain your well. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna help fill it. Circling back to knowing when to leave. Realistic answers only, girl. Realistic answers only, okay? Listen to your internal timeline. Listen to your heart. Yes, listen to your heart. Listen to yourself. Trust yourself. Your mama, your sister, your friends, your brother, your pastor, they could tell you, hey, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. Doesn't matter. Are you ready? What is your timeline saying? Check yourself. Ask yourself, have you given all that you have to give? And when I say this, I do not mean have you exhausted every option, because you don't always have to go that far. When you set healthy boundaries for how much you're willing to give to make a relationship work, you do not have to exhaust yourself or give every drop of love that you have left, okay? When you set healthy boundaries, you don't have to do that, but you can still check in with yourself and say, hey, have I done everything that I'm willing to do? Now, this next piece of advice might sound crazy, but ask yourself truly, and I really mean, like, seriously ask yourself, will I regret leaving today? Will I be happy if I left that man today? Will I be able to sleep at night and not wonder if I should go back or not feel tempted to spin the block if I left today? Be realistic and be honest with yourself. If the answer to any of that is giving you aren't ready, then you need to figure out how you can get to ready. Because otherwise, again, if you leave, you got to be, babe. You have to be fortified. You have to be fortified. This last piece of advice is look for patterns that show they're not changing despite your effort. And this is a big one. Oh my God, this is a big one. The effort that you are putting into that relationship needs to be matched. It needs to be matched with changed behavior, okay? If you are exhausting yourself and nothing is changing, you really need to reevaluate why you are going so hard. Why are you giving so much? Ain't nothing changing over there. You're running yourself dry for nothing. Reel it in. Reel it in. And speaking of exhausting, girl, I think I've exhausted my thoughts. I think I've exhausted myself. I think you guys understand clearly what's happening here, okay? You see me, I see you, we see each other, right? We know how to handle these situations. And again, work on your own timeline. Leave when you are ready, but grow in yourself so that you're not sticking around and giving more than you need to. Again, I really want to acknowledge that everyone's exit timeline is different, so go easy on yourself, but remember that knowing when to leave is important. Okay, setting healthy boundaries for how much you can give someone is important. So I really want to empower you guys to trust yourself, okay? Trust your internal timeline and trust that when you are done, you are done. And I hope that if you're in this situation, you are able to leave with peace. And shout out to Teyana, who honestly, oh my gosh, every time I think about her and Aaron Pierre, I'm like, ooh, do y'all want a girlfriend? Like, It's something about Aaron Pierre and Teyana Taylor that just made me feel like I'm okay with being a live-in girlfriend. Like, I'm okay with being y'all third, like, for the rest of my life. You know, can y'all take me in? Like, please. And on that note, girl, I really hope this wasn't too much of a rant and a ramble, and I hope you were able to get some game perspective from this episode. If not a good old laugh, honey, but if you got anything, please let me know. Follow on the socials. Everything will be linked below. Auntie is tired as hell. My mouth dry, and I need to go to bed. It is literally 8 in the morning, and I ain't been to bed since yesterday. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you. Mwah.